Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from here in Denver, Colorado, and I like to show you what I do or how I make cards. Now, real quick, sorry, I'm trying to clean up my silicone mat. We're going to use it today, and it had a little bit of stickum on it. So if you have a silicone mat, I think the best way to clean it is with a lint roller. So there's just a quick tip right there before we get started. Okay, let me set that aside now that that's clean, and let's talk about, first of all, the annual catalog. So this annual catalog, as you can see, goes to April 2023. The end of this month, this annual catalog goes away, and then starting, this catalog kicks in. Now, if you're my customer, if you've ordered with me in the last 6 months, your catalog should be in the mail. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. I promised Stampin' Up! I wouldn't show you the inside, but this way you can watch for it in the mail. Hopefully you've received yours already, but it should be there fairly soon. Now, when this catalog goes away, a lot of the product go away with it. Some of it's carried over, but a lot goes away too, and then Stampin' Up! Sometimes add them at a discount, or has them at a discount. So the things that I'm using today are on the retired list. They're going away. Some of them are at a discount, and I'll show you or try to tell you as we go. But as for measurements and stuff like that, I suggest you go to my blog, becreativewithkathy.com, and all the measurements and supply list will be on there. Another thing that I've been adding to my blog are some of my slightly used, I take really good care of all my stamp sets and such, but I need to get rid of some. I have way too many. So I'm going to have a spot on my blog where you can purchase some of my retired stuff or my slightly used stuff. And on my blog, I have links to some of the supplies I use that Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell. So if you're looking for any of those on my blog, of course, if you have any questions, be sure and let me know. But let's go ahead and get started with this card. This is a really cute pop-up card. Now, I did this card a long time ago at my Stampa greeting class, and I hope I'm not wrong, and Amy, if you're watching, you can help me too, but this was Amy Taylor. She's just a little ink. You can see her videos on YouTube too. So, but this was her idea, and I cased it from her. But let me show you how I made this card. We're going to start, first of all, with our paper. Let me show you what I have here. And like I said, my dimensions, if I tell you what they are now, I'm never going to get it right. So click on the link below and shoot over to my blog. You might have to give me a few minutes to update after I post my video to get that information on there. But you can go over to my blog and see the correct, I'm going to just tell you what colors they are. This is a piece of basic white, and you can see that it's scored and folded down the center. I believe it was 8 inches, and now it's 4 by 5 1/4. But like I said, don't quote me on that. This is polished pink. Now, polished pink is an in color that's discontinued. It won't be around anymore. And I believe it's sold out, but I could be wrong. But with this, any coordinating color with your designer series paper would work. This designer series is that Awash in Beauty. Really, really pretty designer series paper. And now, as of yesterday, you can still get this in the annual catalog, and it's even discounted down to $10.80 here in the US. So it's really pretty paper. In fact, we're going to use this side here, and I'm going to go ahead and just put that down on the front of my card right now, so then that way I don't have, well, I have less to lose, because you know how I misplace things all the time. So let's just take that and lay that on the front. Did I tell you, I do know that my card base is 8.5 by 5 1/2, just a half sheet of cardstock that I've scored at 4 1/4 to fold in half. Okay, and then I have a scrap here of black, and I'll have the measurements for that on my blog because it fits. I'm going to use these stitch rectangle dies. Now, these are another thing that's on the retired list that's going away. That's at a pretty good discount right now. These were $35. Now they're only $24.50. So these are good dies to have around for layering and such. Now this one here, I took it right from this spot here. We're going to use that one to create the pop-up in the inside of our card. And then, like I said, I've already cut this one with some basic white. And this one, let me see, is the 4th from the smallest. And it's going to fit right here on my rectangle, which I wish I could remember the measurement of my, I'm gonna say 2 3/8 by 3 3/4, but dang, I know it's gonna be wrong. So just go visit my blog like this. So we have our layering pieces here, our inside here. The other dies that we're gonna use are the, what are these called? Brilliant Wings dies. Now I've loved these dies. These have been around for a while. They cut out these beautiful butterflies, and then they have this one here, this big die here, that cuts out the background for the butterflies, and then it has all these little ones. Now this one is at a huge discount. Right now it was $44. Now you can get all of these dies for $17.60. So all you have to do is go to my blog, click on the supply list, and it can take you right there to my online store to get these. And then I've already done a little bit of the work so you wouldn't have to sit through it, but this is what it looks like when it cuts a few of them out. This one, like you saw, is going to be the inside of our card. And then I've cut a few of these. Let's see if we can match up these little ones to the outlines they go with. Nope, that one's not. That one must be this one. Nope. Oh, so many butterflies. There we go. This one lines up with that one. This one must have something. Oh, he has little tiny, this one has little tiny antennas with that one, and this one, yep, with that one. Okay, so now we have our butterflies all ready. Let's just set those aside until we need them, but now we know what we got. That's why I said be sure and check these dies out. These are great and at a huge discount right now. Okay, let's take our rectangle dies. We're going to use this one here and the inside of our cardstock, this piece here, and I'm going to lay this down a little bit lower than half. I want to stamp my greeting. Now to be on the inside, I'm just going to show you where we're going to put it now. I'm going to bring in some washi tape here so that I can hold my die in place. And I'm going to take that big butterfly. This is the background of the big one that's on the inside. See, like this. But for placement of our die, I want my butterfly to stay in the boundaries here of my card. I'm going to try to get this piece like flat so it's parallel to this here, and I'm going to cut to there. So does that make sense? I want to make sure my die doesn't go further this way so my butterfly hangs out the side of my card. So I'm going to put him in here. I'm going to figure out he's barely touching here, because then we have the border of our card too. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to set that there, and then I'm going to hold that there with just a little bit of washi tape. Let's figure out, and I want mine, like I said, I'm going to stamp up here in the corner here, so I want it just a little bit lower than half. My butterfly is going to be toward the bottom of the inside of my card. So like that, okay? Now bring in the cut and emboss machine. And I have the usual, I have platform number 1, plate number, drumroll 2. I have my cutting pad that's pretty chewed up. Let me get on camera here. Pretty chewed up and worn out on the bottom. And then I'm going to place my cardstock like this, and then just place the plate right over there like that. And this is going to go through all those sheets, so I'm going to go back and then forth again, just to make sure that we get a nice cut on that paper. Okay, now carefully, now this is the back, so if I get to tear my paper a little bit, it won't matter. I'll try to get that washi tape off of there. There we go, pretty well. Like I said, this is going to be glued to the inside of our card, so it doesn't matter if it doesn't look perfect. But now we have that little piece there. That's not right at all. I totally cut it wrong. Never mind. I'm trying to think now what I did wrong. Hang on, I'm going to get another sheet of Whisper White. Let's cut another piece of paper. Oh, I do know what I did wrong. Boy, that's embarrassing. Hang on just a second. Let me cut that paper. Thank goodness on my thing here, I'll show you what not to do and what to do. I'm going to cut my paper down here at 4. because we need it 4. Oh my gosh, talk about a redo, by 8. And that's not right either. We need it 5.5. Oh brother, is it Monday? Okay, here we go. So we're going to cut it at 5 1/4 by 8. Thank goodness I know what that piece of paper is right there. And then we're going to score it at 4 inches. Okay, let's try this again. Get the bone folder and take that piece there. There we go. Now, set my die on there again. About where I want it. Because we're going to partially die cut the die, not all the way. That's what I did wrong. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try that again. Bring in the die cut machine. Now, what I want to do instead of cutting the whole thing is I want to make sure that this, and I hope you can see it under the washi tape, this edge here, we don't want to cut at all. So I'm going to put this as far as I can onto my plate here and bring in this plate and line it up so it doesn't cover this last part of the die there. I hope that makes sense. Boy, I totally lost it on that one. And we're going to run it through here. And then back through. Let's see now. If this doesn't work, I'm going to stop the video and give up. But I think now, yes, now I've done it right. Okay. You should have seen my eyes when I opened that card and it wasn't cut right. I panicked a little bit and then I thought, what on earth? But now, when you open your card, you have this little piece here that pops in like this. And I'm going to fold it down pretty good here. Give it a good press here. And now we have that little tiny pop-up mechanism right there. It needs to go a little further. Let me get that. There we go. Make sure I get it all the way so it's lined up here and all the way in there. Okay, there we go. Now we have a piece like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and take that same die with my die cut machine. I'm going to cut one more because I think we need a little bit more leverage. I'm going to take this like this, same sandwich, and cut another piece here like this, and cut that out too. Of just a scrap of basic white that I cut from that piece there. This is going to kind of be like a handle that I'm going to put on here so that when I place my butterfly, it has a little place to lay. Okay, let's go on. I think I'm okay now. I think I've got everything set. Now that you know what not to do, let's go ahead and put our butterflies together. Now I'm going to use that silicone mat that I was cleaning at the beginning of the video. A little bit of liquid glue. And then I have a dauber here that I call my sticky dauber. I only use it for liquid glue, like the Tombow glue. It's never dry, it's always sticky. But I'm going to pick up a little bit of glue there and take. Now this butterfly, I want it to be all the way flat, so that way it won't mess with my mechanism when I go to open up my card. So I'm going to put this one all the way flat. And look how pretty that butterfly lines up with that die cut. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to set my butterfly right here on that piece of paper. So just a little bit of tape runner and set my butterfly right there. Now when I go to put my butterfly on here, I got to get it straight here. I should have glued this to the inside of here first. I am a mess today, let me tell you. I'm going to put the glue here, set this piece right in here. There we go. And I put it the wrong way. My tape is on the wrong side. Here we go, like this. There, and now look, my butterfly pops up when I sew my, there we go. Good Lord. There, okay, so now let's put this onto the inside of our card. I'm going to start with the back. This would be the front, of course. So on the back, I'm going to just put some liquid glue all along here, the edges especially, like this, and then take and lay that inside my card. We might put this as a total blooper video. So far, that's what it reminds me of, all mistakes. There we go. Then on the front here, we'll do the same thing. We're just going to add some glue here. It's a really easy pop-up card if you cut it straight. Now, you could just take a pair of scissors and measure where you want it and just trim that to make it sure it's the same. But I'm lazy and I like to use my dies when I can. Okay, let's stamp our little greeting right here. I'm going to bring in my foam mat. Now, on my sample card, I use this in A Wonderful Year. Now, that's since sold out, so we can't get that one anymore. So I'm going to bring in this pansy patch, and I'm going to stamp this little happy birthday right here on the inside of my card. And I totally planned to do that before I put everything down, but I think the die cutting messed me up, and now I'm all flaky and messed up. But look how pretty that is. Then you write your greeting down here, and it opens up like that. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp on the front this little piece here that we die cut with those stitch rectangle stitch dies, whatever they're called. I'm going to stamp this down toward the center, a little bit higher than center, right there. I'm going to hold it down a second, let that ink sink in. There we go. All right, now let's finish up our card. The first thing I'm going to do is just put some tape on the back of this, layer this on that black piece. Then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of that. And then lay this right here on the front. And look how pretty. Now let's just take a little bit. Now I mixed up all my butterflies and I don't remember which one goes with which. This one goes with this. Now see how when you die cut them, they kind of have this curl? I'm going to go with the curl. I'm going to just put a little bit of liquid glue on his middle part here, belly, whatever you call that. Lay that there so it lines up perfect. And with that liquid glue, you can kind of scooch it around to get it where you want it. And then a little bit of liquid glue just in the center here. Now remember, a little bit of liquid glue goes a long way. So we're going to lay him right there. And then let's pick which little butterfly. Let's go with this one because these two I know go together. And again, on his body, back here, I'm going to just put a little bit of liquid glue. And then just set that right there. And again, a little bit of liquid glue on his back. And we're going to lay that right there. And look how pretty. Now all it's missing is a little bit of embellishments or bling. And I found these on the clearance rack. Now these are shaker shapes, and they retired a while ago, but now Stampin' Up, like I said, has them on the clearance rack. And they also have that same petal pink in a cute little heart. So I'm going to bring in my silicone mat again here. Let me take some of that glue and kind of spread it out a little bit, because I'm going to use that glue to stick those hearts onto my card. And the way things are going today, this might be a fiasco, but then again it might not. So I'm going to take my little heart here, put it in some glue, and I'm going to set it right here in the center of that butterfly so that you can see it on that black cardstock. And look how cute that is. And then one down here on this guy. I think those little hearts like that just totally make the card. A bit more here. Let's just go with one right there. Now we need two more, because you have to do an odd number. You can never have an even number of embellishments. Oh, that one's lost in the glue. Put that one there. Okay, fine. Now he's stuck to my finger. Let's try again. Let's put that one there. There we go. And then the last one. I'm just going to put it up here. There we go. And look how cute our card is. Now, hopefully you've learned from all my mistakes. You won't have near the trouble I had. But look how pretty the finished project is. We might just call this, like I said, a blooper video. There you go. So that's what I have for you today. If you have any questions, I'm going to see if I can't get my little heart here out of the glue. And oh, you know what I can do with him? Especially now that he's saturated. Let's take him and put him right here on the inside butterfly. Yeah, looky there. Nice. Press down a little bit. Nothing goes to waste. And looky there. Now the inside butterfly has that little heart to get it straight. There we go. Looky there. Alrighty. Like I said, that's what I have for you today. If you have any questions, be sure and let me know. Don't forget that I'm putting that retired stuff on my blog so you can see what I have for sale of some of my used and gently used Stampin' Up! Styles from previously. Stampin' Up! Products. Blah, blah, blah. Have a great day. I'm going to go learn how to talk and learn how to make cards. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.